Hey y'all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 14 of the Scrap-O-Ween. It is Freaky Friday and time to do some work in my October daily. So I've got a few little things here started and I have some more stories to tell. So let's get started. I got this Pink Fresh foldable shaker tags die that I wanted to use in this project, and I thought for this particular story this would be the perfect time to use it. What I didn't realize was exactly how long the die is. So I could not use my 6x8 paper pad because it wasn't quite long enough. So I pull out the 12x12 pad and I'm going through and looking for a piece of paper that will go with my story, or that I feel will kind of go with it. So I find this paper here, which I really like. It kind of makes me think of maybe what some wallpaper would look like in a haunted house. And because this die is bigger, I can't use my little sidekick, so I have to bring out the big guns here. And what else I didn't realize is that the die is longer than my little cutting plates. So it hangs off the edge just barely. So it doesn't quite cut completely at the ends. But it's not too long that I can't use it. So you'll see here in just a second. I'm going to take my little washi tape off here that was keeping my die from moving. But you can see how on this side it cut it except for that one little spot. But then on this end it just kind of scored it. So I used that line to trim it out. I'm gonna have to invest in some longer cutting plates. So this set has a circle and a square that you can use to cut out from the front of your tag to make the shaker window. So I decided to use the circle, and I think this circle, I'm not exactly sure how wide it is. I know it's less than 2 inches. And to go along with this, I needed something to do my journaling on. So my idea was to cut out a star to go with this tag. Now, this story that I'm going to be telling is about my younger daughter and her friend watching Hocus Pocus 2. So everything that I'm picking out, I'm trying to kind of make it go with Hocus Pocus 2, or Hocus Pocus, or witches, or whatever. And so I'm thinking a star would be great. So I use this orange paper here from the 6x8 paper pad, but as you can see, I have already been using it. And I like it because it has this really faint grid pattern on it, so it makes journaling on it a lot easier. And then for some contrast, I make my hole reinforcers from the same paper. And usually when I drop a die, the little pieces will come out. But this one I had to get my pokey tool to poke it out. And for contrast on the star, because I'm going to use my hole punch and put a hole in one of the little arms of the star, I decided to use a small piece of that black paper that kind of looks like wallpaper to me. And then I move all of that out of the way. Now, I got this. I was so excited to see it because I am not, for some reason, I cannot seem to wrap my head around shaker pockets. And I really, really love them and I want to make them. So that's the reason why I got this die. And I was thinking, oh, it's going to make the shaker pocket so easy. Yeah. I think I'm not really, I'm not, I don't know. I need somebody to come and teach me how to do a shaker pocket or something. I don't know. I struggle. So I used my 2-inch circle punch to punch out my picture because I'm going to have it backing my shaker. And I have this foam tape that I put all the way around. And then I'm using these, they're not really sequins, but they're kind of like sequins of moons and stars. And look, I haven't even put a front on it to keep the stuff from falling out, and I'm already trying to close it. That's when I'm like, oh yeah, I need a piece of clear plastic. And at first I was going to punch that out. I'm like, no, you silly. You can't do that. You have to put it on on the foam tape. Oh god, I'm a hopeless cause, y'all. Oh my gosh. So I get that done and I get it trimmed out and taped down onto my little foam tape there. Or no, I got to put my, it's not score tape, but it's kind of like my little tear tape here. So I get that all around. And then I cut some small pieces of the foam tape to put in the top part here, just to give it a little bit of lift. And looking at it now, I think I would have rather have put just some more of the tear tape up there and had the top be a little bit more flat. And I just think that would have, for this case, it would have looked a little better, but it's fine. So here I'm trying to make sure that all my little shaky things will shake in the pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and put my hole reinforcer. Now, all this time, I'm thinking I'm just going to pop this into my October daily, like I have other little things that I have put kind of like tag holes in, and had no problem. No, that it's not going to work, and y'all will see here shortly. So I have this little die cut here from the Pebbles Spooky Collection that says Hocus Pocus. I mean, how serendipitous was that? And I have these Heidi Swap teeny tiny little alphas that I'm going to use to kind of, I mean, it's kind of like my title. At first I'm thinking I'll just put it directly on the tag, but I'm like, these are really dark purple, so they're not really going to show up on the black. So I was like, I need a label. So I actually found a die cut in the die cut pack and traced it onto this orange paper, so I can use this as a spot for what I'm kind of considering my title. And I have it, the Sanderson Sisters. And I wanted to use this orange paper to kind of tie it together with the orange paper of the star that's going to have my journaling. So I go ahead and stick that down. And I'm still thinking, even though I have pulled out this ribbon and twine, I'm still thinking I'm going to use that tag hole to put this into my October daily. No, it's not going to work, especially with me trying to put this ribbon and twine in there. And I really struggled with trying to get that ribbon and twine in the hole. Here I am going to go ahead and punch this hole, because that is going to go into my October daily, just into the binder part. So I put this hole reinforcer here from the black paper and get that situated. And I need to put the other black one on the back, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do the orange one on the back of this one. And what I'm going to do is I have another picture of my daughter and her friend on the couch as they were watching the movie, and I'm going to put that on the back of this tag. But I don't have permission to have the friend on my video, so I'm not going to show that to you. And then I've got my journaling down, so now I'm going to decorate my star here a little bit. So I have this little witch's head, and witches aren't my favorite, so I don't really have a whole lot of witch-related Halloween items. So sometimes I kind of despair of ever using them. I figure, well, once I get finished with something and I have all of the little witches left, I'll just do like a giveaway for anyone who needs all the little witches for their Halloween documenting. But in this case, it's a good thing I did have a few, because now I can decorate this. And since this was Hocus Pocus 2 they were watching, I go ahead and put this 2 from an old Citrus Twist Kits Alpha in there. Oh, I struggled so bad till I just cut it out so you didn't have to see all of that nonsense. So I'm going to put that aside. And now I need to decorate the back of my star. So here are some little witches on the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from the Pebble Spooky collection. And this one of this little girl, little witchy girl, flying on her broomstick just fit perfectly. And now I'm going to put that last hole reinforcer down. And that looks really cute. So if anybody has any ideas of how I could put that into my October daily, let me know, because I'm still not sure. I'm going to have to think about it for a little while. Okay, so this next picture that I have here is a picture of 2 dozen eggs. We have 6 chickens, and all of them just about lay every day. So I get 6 eggs pretty much every day. So I have to figure out what am I going to do with them. So, of course, family and friends and neighbors get to have some eggs. But also, I have found a way to use a bunch of eggs, because I make breakfast burritos for my husband, for him to have breakfast before he goes to work. And he goes to work very, very, very early in the morning, like before the sun comes up. So I am not up to make him a breakfast. So I go ahead and make him these breakfast burritos that can go into the freezer, and he just pulls them out and he will microwave them in the morning and have a nice hot breakfast before he goes to work. And I make a lot of them at one time, so it uses up a lot of eggs at one time. So that's very helpful. They're not going to waste. Well, no, the eggs would never go to waste. We would find something to use them for, or we would hand them out on the street. Like, here, have some eggs. It's about like the zucchini, when zucchini season is around and you're trying to pawn off the zucchini to everybody. So since I'm talking about cooking here, I go ahead and put this little cauldron on, and I remembered seeing the little bottles, and I was wanting to use them, but I couldn't find this one because it's black and it had no outline on it. So it took forever for me to find it. So I put those on there, and then I need a little label to put on here to, at first I was going to just do my title, but I do end up writing a little line of journaling along with it. So I just wrote my title on this label that I stamp out, and I'm using some Distress ink in Crackling Campfire, and then this is just a really, I don't know if it's supposed to be gray or a light purple. Let's see. I think I still have, yeah, I still have, like, okay, so it's called Fig Swirl. It's a basil cardstock, and it looks gray to me, but it seems like the title of the paper implies that it's a purple. Well, whatever it is, it's not stark white, so I'm using it for my labels that I cut out for my Halloween projects, because it almost kind of reminds me of the Tim Holtz the paste stuff that's called Decayed. It's kind of like that. I don't know. But anywho, I get this trimmed out, and I titled it So Many Eggs It's Scary. And then I went ahead and wrote just a small line of journaling that says Michael really likes the breakfast burritos I make. And I'm going to talk more about that on the back side of this tag, talking about how many eggs that we have and trying to find ways to use them before they go bad. And since I'm thinking about using some of that trim that I have to my right, and I decided to use this one instead because this story isn't exactly Halloween. So at first I was thinking I would tie a bow, but it's too slippery, and I didn't make it long enough to really tie a bow. So I'm going to pull this out and do it a different way. So I just fold it in half and put the fold through the hole, and then put the tails up through the hole and tighten it up. And I have a mosquito in here with me. Oh my gosh, it's too cool. It's the end of the year. Why is there a mosquito? I got it. I'm sorry. Okay, mosquito has been taken care of. Now, this other little story that I'm going to use, actually, it's not really even a story. It's a meme that I saw on Facebook, and it is perfect for me, so I have to put it in here. So I'm going through this little fall paper pad, and I find this one, and I think that it really stands out on this leaf paper with the black background. And I love this meme. It's just a pie chart, and it says, FYI, there are actually only 2 seasons. And of course, the majority of it in the lighter orange is waiting for fall, and that little bitty darker orange slice is fall. And that is so me. Yep. I mean, I do enjoy the other seasons, except for maybe winter, because I really do not like very cold. I'm so grateful that we live in Alabama where it doesn't get very cold. But fall is my favorite, so I enjoy the other seasons, but I'm always waiting for fall until we're in it, and then I'm loving it, and then I'm back to waiting for fall again. So, yep, for me, there's only the 2 seasons. So, I have this 12 by 12 sticker sheet that I'm getting these leaves from, and I'm having them kind of fall down the side and then pile up at the bottom. And let's see, that sticker sheet, what is it? I still have it right here. It's a Cartabella one called Autumn by Stephen Duncan, and then the stack of pumpkins is another Cartabella called Fall Break. And then, because I can't help myself, I have to put some splatters on something, since I didn't do it on my Sanderson Sisters tag. I'm using the Harvest Moon. I love it. It's such a pretty yellow for the fall. I mean, I really think you could use, you could probably use all of those Halloween Distress mica stains. Even just for regular pages. I know you can, this yellow one. And then that is going to do it. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you're getting lots of documenting done. And if you're not documenting yet, I hope you're making lots of memories and taking lots and lots of pictures. And I will see you tomorrow in, what is it? Oh, Sketchy Saturday. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.